Hi everyone, this is Omar. Today it is Jan 15, 2016. It's Friday. The market is about to close in another 4 hours time, roughly. I just wanted to go over the charts. It's been quite some days. I haven't recorded a video about my charts. I'm just busy with work. So let me update you about my trades, my ongoing trades. So I had this trade in Aussie New Zealand dollar, Aussie loonie. Unfortunately, this one was stopped out at 1.0614. Let me show you the chart. This is the candle where I entered my trade from this arrow, and on top of this candle was my exit stop. It was hit yesterday with this candle, all the price came brutally back, but unfortunately I was stopped out. I think it's gonna go down further, but there's nothing we can do. So yeah, that's this trade is basically over. So this one is basically over. Now I ended another trade. I couldn't post it on the blog because well, I entered it very late in the night. It was, I think, Japanese session after the US close, and I didn't have time to update it honestly, so I just wanted to give you a heads up now. I basically entered a short trade in Aussie Singapore dollar. Let me just show you which candle was that. This is the candle. So I entered the short after this candle closed. My entry was at 9982. So 9982, this is the place roughly where I entered the market, 0.9982. My stop for this trade is at the high of this entry candle, which is around at 10120, above the high of this candle, and I am targeting 0.9830, somewhere over here, 9830 with this. It went in a drawdown in the first day after I entered the trade, but we have this nice bearish move today. Price. So this is nice. I think it won't hit my target today. It probably will hit my target next week. I hope so. So this is I'll update the numbers and the take profit and the stop loss later in the blog, but this is my one ongoing trade right now. Besides that, I wanted to talk a little bit about crude oil and then the S&P. So let's talk about the crude oil now. We have seen a very significant fall in the crude oil. This is very interesting. If you remember, I was short crude a while ago. I exited my trade at 34.40, roughly over here, in profit, and then it even fell further. So this is amazing. Now with crude oil, the thing which interests and fascinates me the most is this weekly candle. Now if you go back to 2008, if you go back to 2008, you will find a triple top in crude oil. I'm sorry, triple bottom in crude oil, which was this one. This is the low from which crude oil bounced back in 2009, actually 8 and 9, late 8 and 2000, early 2009. Now if I draw a zone, and you can see I have a zone over here at roughly 34.3. If you draw a zone over here and you come back all the way, price is about to close below that zone on the weekly chart. It's around 34. Now if price closes below this zone on the weekly chart, let me just, let me do one thing. Let me just draw a line with another color so you can see clearly. This is the low of this button, roughly over here, and let's change the color to red. Now let's go forward. So you can see price is actually about to close sharply below that specific zone. It closed on the zone last week, but this week it is about to close below. Now, if it does break out of that low this week, there is a very high probability that the crude oil will continue its flight down. It might come back early next week to touch this zone or to retrace when the short seller will do their profit taking. But closing below that zone pretty much confirms the downtrend, and this can be very bad for crude oil. Unfortunately, I live in the Middle East, and guys, you have to excuse me. My daughter is, I think, awake. She is lying in a crib behind me. Let me just have a quick checkup. No, I think yeah, she's asleep. Yeah. So, I was saying that unfortunately I live in the Middle East, and the economy over here is highly correlated with the crude oil prices, and the prices falling down is not good for us, although it might be good for you guys in North America or Europe. But yeah, this is interesting. This is fascinating for me. I think it should fall down. I would target 28 for now. That's the zone I have. I don't have any zone below that as of now, but I think the overall trend is extremely bearish. Now let's move to the S&P. Now S&P has been drastically falling for a long time, and if you look at the daily chart, I got this signal over here. This is one of the typical signals which I trade. It's a bearish big shadow candle. If you can see, this is the candle where I knew that the index will now sharply drop, if not immediately, then eventually. It came up, price came up, but it did not take the high of the signal and eventually started to fall like anything. So this is a very interesting moment in the index. We have another similar candle over here, another bearish big shadow over here. I didn't trade this, and I didn't trade this either, because due to the high volatility, I'm keeping my trades off the S&P index for now. But certainly these both were very good sell signals, and even today, if you see, price has fallen below and has broken this trend line in this zone, and this is very bad for this. As a matter of fact, if price managed to close where it is right now, it will close below these lows, uh, and this can further accelerate the selling of this index. So I think just keep this in mind when you trade this. Yeah, this chart nowhere seems to be going up. It's I think the decline has just started. We might have a pushback in the next week. We might have short sellers taking profit next week, but eventually the direction seems to be down. Thank you so much, guys. I think this should be it. Thank you for listening. I'll see you later.